And next up at PFL Pittsburgh, we've got Ernesto Rodriguez taking on Masayuki Kikuiri. And I'm going to kick this one off. Give me Rodriguez here. I believe he is a very high-level wrestler in terms of the Cuban national team. I believe he wrestles over, or is trying to wrestle over in the Olympics for the Cuban national team. And when you look at this matchup, I think realistically, you go back and look at Masayuki's previous opponents in Logan Storley and some of the other people that he's fought over on the regional scene. He's been taken down and controlled by better wrestlers. And I think that for Rodriguez is definitely going to be a path to victory here. Come in, use that high-level wrestling, get this fight to the ground. And ultimately smother, really any of the attacks here that Masayuki's going to present. He does do a good job, Masayuki, of, kind of having a low center of gravity. He tends to stay very low, keeping his hands very low, trying to defend those takedowns. But I think what that's going to do is put a lot of pressure on his lead leg. He's going to be very heavy on that lead leg. And Rodriguez showed when I watched tape, he has a very nice calf kick. He stays very fundamental in the striking. And I think that calf kick is going to be there all day long. He's going to blast the calf. When Masayuki gets kind of fed up of his calf being blasted, I think that's when he's going to open up with the wrestling and really just chain that together on the feet, be very pressured, very, sort of not necessarily heavy, overly aggressive pressure, but just measured pressure, kind of picking his shots and then mixing in the wrestling. And I think once the fight hits the mat, when you go back and look at that Logan Storley performance, you go back and look on the regional scene that Masayuki tends to struggle and kind of end up, pretty much laying on his back for the rest of the round. So I do think Ernesto Rodriguez, I think this is a big step up in competition for him, but watching tape on him, he does look the part. I think he stays fundamental in the striking. He has nice, crisp, low calf kicks, and I think that wrestling pedigree is something that he can fall back on here. I do think that Masayuki is a talented fighter. He has nice teeps, nice striking overall, but I just think he's going to struggle to keep this one standing. So give me Ernesto Rodriguez here to get this one done. Carlos, who you got in this one?
In this one, I do have Ernesto Rodriguez. Masayuki with that height and possible reach advantage. He's fought similar guys like Rodriguez, and as they've come forward and tried to be a little too aggressive, he's had some success with counter striking. But I see Rodriguez as a guy that he's going to come at you and he's going to be a little bit tactical in the cage as he's coming forward. He is a little bit of a bull on the feet, but being able to take the fight to the ground if he needs to do it is also another big skill that he has that is going to give Masayuki some problems. So that's one of the reasons why I took Rodriguez. One thing that does worry me is when he is striking, probably towards the end of round two, is when he starts to look very, very tired. He looks very fatigued, probably midway through round two. And I just feel like he's got to be wary about that, because if you can't get Masayuki out of there, how does round three play out? How does the rest of round two look? So I'm gonna go with Rodriguez in this, but Masayuki's not really a pushover. I see that he can be dangerous, but if Rodriguez plays this right and comes out smart and doesn't just strike a little wild, I think he's going to get this one done.